Mindfulness of the greedy mind. Find a quiet space where you can sit or lie down without distraction. Close your eyes and bring your attention inward. We will be exploring the nature of the greedy mind, how it arises, how it manifests through cravings and desires, and how it impacts our sense of well-being. This exercise will guide you to observe these patterns and offer a path to greater clarity and peace. Begin by taking a deep, slow breath in, feeling the air fill your lungs. Hold for a moment, then exhale gently, releasing any tension from your body. Let each breath bring you fully into the present moment. Allow your breathing to become natural and steady, letting it anchor your attention. Notice how the breath comes and goes without effort. With each exhale, allow yourself to release distractions and settle more deeply into stillness. As you continue to breathe, gently shift your attention to your mind. Without judgment, notice if any desires or cravings are present. Perhaps you feel a pull towards something, a material object, a pleasurable experience, or even a need for recognition or approval. Simply observe these desires as they arise. Where do you feel them in your body? Is it a tightness in the chest? Or a sense of restlessness in the mind? Be curious about how craving manifests for you. Now, reflect on how these cravings are tied to the brain's reward system. When you anticipate something pleasurable, your brain releases dopamine, motivating you to pursue that reward. This is a natural part of being human. Dopamine helps us seek out meaningful experiences. However, notice the downside of this process. As the pleasure fades, what happens next? Often, a subtle discomfort or emptiness emerges, prompting the mind to seek the next high. Recognize this cycle as part of the greedy mind's nature, always wanting more, never fully satisfied. As you observe these cravings, silently acknowledge, this is the greedy mind. Next, Consider how we sometimes chase pleasure as a way of covering up discomfort, pain, or dissatisfaction. Reflect on times when you've sought out external pleasures, whether through food, shopping, entertainment, or validation, to escape an inner feeling of emptiness or distress. As you think of these moments, notice how brief the relief from pleasure was. Once the dopamine surge faded, the discomfort often returned, perhaps even more strongly than before. Acknowledge how this cycle of seeking pleasure to avoid pain can deepen the very suffering we try to escape. Simply observe this pattern in your own experience with gentle awareness. Now, bring your attention to the concept of neuroadaptation. Each time we experience pleasure, the brain gradually becomes used to it. What once brought joy or satisfaction may no longer feel as rewarding. This is why we often need more intensity, more novelty, to experience the same level of pleasure. Reflect on this in your own life. Have you noticed how the more you chase after certain pleasures, the less satisfying they become? Recognize that this is the brain's way of adapting to dopamine. But rather than providing more happiness, it fuels an endless cycle of craving and seeking. With this awareness, silently acknowledge, this is the treadmill of the greedy mind. Now, let's shift. Bring to mind a state where there is no craving, no need to chase after pleasure. Imagine a mind that is completely at peace, a mind that rests naturally in the present moment without reaching for external rewards. Visualize this state of contentment, where the brain's reward system is at rest and there is no longing. In this place, there is no need to escape pain or pursue fleeting highs. There is simply an acceptance of what is. Notice how different this feels from the restless craving of the greedy mind. Silently acknowledge, this is a mind without greed. As you move between these states, awareness of craving and the peaceful mind without greed, begin to understand how the brain's reward system can both motivate and trap us. Observe how pleasure gives rise to pain and how chasing it can deepen suffering. but also recognize the possibility of freedom. A mind that no longer seeks constant highs, but finds peace in the simplicity of the present moment. Take a few deep breaths, feeling the grounding effect of the breath once again. As you exhale, release any lingering attachment to craving or desire. Allow yourself to rest in the calm, steady awareness that remains. As you finish this practice, carry this understanding with you. The next time you notice the greedy mind arising, the pull of craving, the drive for pleasure, pause and observe. Remember that you have the choice to step off the treadmill of endless desire and instead rest in the fullness of the present. Take one final deep breath. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes.